Okay, so welcome to the Paper Horse YouTube channel. Just to start off with, for this video and maybe the first couple videos, a quick rundown of what we're doing here. We feature interesting stories from pretty much all the equestrian disciplines. We have a big emphasis on original stories, not regurgitating stuff you can read about elsewhere. And we have our own online publication, which is paperhorsemedia.com. Chances are you're coming here from there. If not, head over, check it out. Basically, what we're doing with the YouTube channel is you might be busy, you might have missed stories, you might have wanted to know what was going on in the horse world and what we were covering, and you might just have missed it. This video is perfect for that. We're going to go through what we covered last week, what big news stories were sort of circling around the topics we were dealing with, and we're just going to give you a quick rundown that you can listen to while you're eating breakfast, while you're doing your makeup, while you're getting ready to go out and ride some horses. That's what this is for. Catch you up. We'll go through what we've done, just give you a little bit of a recap summary. So, now it goes without saying, we're based in Wellington most of the year, and especially during the season, we're covering a lot of Winter Equestrian Festival stuff. That's kind of what we orbit around, but we cover stories from all over the world as long as they find us, and we think they're interesting enough to put on Paper Horse. They go there. But the story this week, we've got some stuff happening with the show jumping over at WEF, and then we've got some polo news as well. So let's get into it. We started off the week with a story on McLain Ward and Michael Smith's Saturday Night Lights win. It's a bit of a rough start this year for McLain after they lost one of Michael's horses to colic. But a couple weekends ago, Ward finished with a 39-14 time in the jump off, won it. It's been a return to form. It's been great. So check the story out. Got word on the runner-ups, more on the horses. Go have a look. That sounds interesting. And then we covered Tom Walkman, a promising member of the Irish team. He won the $32,000 Grand Prix a little while ago. He looked pretty confident going into the Saturday Night Lights following weekend. But if you want to read about him, that story's up as well. And speaking of that Saturday Night Lights, McLain Ward competed again, this time riding a new horse, Michael Smith's Jordan Mulga M. Was a stacked lineup on his team and elsewhere. He didn't even compete in the first round, not even to warm up or anything, but he bagged it in the second round after Shane Sweetnam unfortunately had himself 4 faults. But that was a win for the USA team. Go check out that story if you want to know all about last Saturday and everything that went down. Then sort of related, the weekly horse groom story was on Edwin Soto, who is actually a groom for McLain Ward. He looks after High Star Hero, which is a horse from a story we did a couple of weekends ago. He was just thrilled about the win. He loves the horse, and he's going to take the team out for some dinner with the reward money for being the winning groom. So that's a cool story. Read that if you want to know more about Edwin, and check out horse grooms. But if we can talk business for a moment, the big story of this weekend is, of course, the polo, and Dutta Corp in particular, who took on La Dolfina last weekend. Paper Horse actually got invited out to Port Mallorca on the eve of the big game, so we were grateful to get out there and talk to the players, talk to the coach, and see what their game plan was for Sunday. There's no doubt they've put a hell of a team together, and just making it to the finals, Dutta Corp had already surpassed their goals. So they were feeling pretty optimistic, pretty excited. And then, of course, they went on Sunday to win their first gauntlet final, this essentially being their goal. They'd been competing in the gauntlet since 2019 and never seen a win. So it's definitely something they were hoping to do this year. But by the time we talked to their coach, Piki Alberti, who's an 80s and 90s polo high goal legend, especially in England, by the time we talked to him, it was obvious that whatever we were going to see, it was going to be something very interesting indeed. And in fact, they did go on to win Sunday. So if you want to read more about the team, how they were organized, what they attributed their optimism and their win to, check out the story from before the game. And then, of course, if you want to know how the game went down and just what an absolute masterclass it was, you can read that story here as well. So that's pretty much what we've been up to at Paper Horse this week. Lots of interesting stories, show jumping, polo. Of course, we do the horse groom story every week. Lots of stuff like that. The format for these videos and how we actually recap you, something we're still working on. We're hoping to kind of reach a really polished and really digestible format. So we'd love to hear your thoughts about that and what you think would be better. But really, this is just a reminder and an opportunity to you. If any of this sounds interesting, head over to paperhorsemedia.com, check out the stories, tell us what you think. And if you want more of these recaps and more bite-sized content for now, you can go ahead and subscribe. Or we're also on TikTok. So if you want to head over there, we'll link that. That's a place you can go if you just want to get the gist in a hurry. Occasionally, if we do a really good story, we'll chop it up and we'll just give you the gist over there on TikToks. Again, thanks very much for watching, and stay tuned because we'll doubtless be back next week. All right then.